Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we are messing around with a deck called Simic Sextuplets. I had this idea today about, man, the Gruff Triplets is so awesome. You know what's more awesome than the Gruff Triplets? More Gruff Triplets. You know what's better than that? Copying them so that we can put out even more Gruff Triplets. What are people going to do against 12 or 16 Gruff Triplets? I'm not sure we can put out 16, but multiples of 3. It'll be insane. So that's what we're doing today. We got a deck that has some chops to it. Let's see how it works out. If you're interested in more, stay tuned to find out. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, a man who's got more brains than Mojo Jojo, Dr. Yukon SuckIt. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon SuckIt. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters. And I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by McFluffy52, who has his own YouTube channel and had actually made this deck before, back in September. The secret here was that I was thinking to myself, you know what's awesome? Gruff Triplets. That is such an incredibly great card. You know what would be better than Gruff Triplets? 2 Gruff Triplets. Or maybe even 20 Gruff Triplets. And I thought, you know what would be great? Let's copy it. Let's use Undercover Operative. So I went out and I said, man, let's just see if somebody else has already put a deck out that has Gruff Triplets and Undercover Operative. And McFluffy52 did. So I took that deck and then I tore out the counter spells and I put in some other stuff that I thought would be good, which would be Kitesail Larcenist and Alluring Scoundrel. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the cards that are in this deck. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how this deck will work. And then we'll go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. All right, so what's going on with this deck? Number one, it's pretty much ramp, and then it's copying Gruff Triplets as much as possible. But what do we do with this thing? So we got Fading Hope, which buys us some time or saves our guys in case things are getting way out of control. A little bit of fighting or potentially going to look for a land. This allows us to scry, hopefully get some lands and put additional lands into the battlefield. Card draw. This guy lets you go and mill 7, take a creature, enchantment, or land. In this case, we're looking for the Gruff Triplets, and put it directly into the battlefield for 7. Or it could be a mana animal there, right? Little rocket, the mana raccoon. We got a mana druid, and technically you can make a 3/3 land if you want to. Mana artifact, card draw. This thing essentially takes, artifacts or creatures and turns them into treasures that they're more likely to use. If they kill it, then they get their thing back, but I find that less likely than when you do it with the Brule Cathar. And otherwise, you got a Flying Ward 2/3, which is always really good as well. The cool thing is that Undercover Operative, when it comes into the battlefield, it comes in as a copy of another creature you have on the battlefield, except that it gets a shield counter if you copy one of your own. So therefore, if you copy the Kitesail Larcenist, you'll be able to pin down yet another creature or artifact. Then we got the Gruff Triplets. When it comes into play, you put out 2 copies of it. And when one of the Gruff Triplets die, you put a number of Popo counters equal to its power on each other card named Gruff Triplet. So therefore, if you have 3 of them out and one of them dies, then you put 3 counters on the other 2. If you had 6 of them out, then you put 3 counters on the other 5. It's just nuts. And then if one of the 6s dies, and you put 6 counters on one of the other 4 at that point. So they start ballooning like crazy into super crazy trample dudes. And if you Undercover Operative, you just got even more. So we have the ability to put out 7 times 3, which would be 21 Gruff Triplets, if we get the opportunity. But usually things are over by the time you get out 2 or 3 of them. All right, so what are we doing with this deck? Yeah, we're trying to ramp it up. We're using Fading Hope to bounce out threats, and Malcolm to try to dig through our deck quicker than we normally can. Silver Scrutiny will help out with getting to some cards. We'll pin things down using the Larcenist and eventually get to Gruff Triplets. And then Undercover Operative will play clutch, copying whoever would be the best at that particular moment. We got a nice collection of lands, a little bit of bounce action right there. But other than that, we're good to go. All right, so that's it. That's how the deck works. It's ramp, 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 copy, 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 win. Before we go do that, though, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, we're playing against bot. Oh, okay, we're just playing against a bot here. Keep. 2 mana, huh? And a third. Guy playing white across the board. All right, there's 3. Yeah, I can play the whole thing. None of the above. Jesus, people. All right, there's 4. We'll hold on to Fading Hope. We'll see what comes out. I need to get somewhere. All right, we'll keep it. Let's go for 3. Wow, that is, we're not getting our way to our gruff dudes too well. We got 5. We're gonna fight because we can. All right, take all the damage. That's 3 points, right? There we go. Yeah, that's bad. Do I have 7? I think I do. Keep it going. It's costing him 3 per turn. Yeah, Painland, I'm cool. Can't block, man. You have 0 blockers there. All right, you got a blocker. When you got 1 blocker, now you got 2. You can sacrifice 3 just to get 1 through. All right. Another land, just because we can. Let's go for the fight. Who are we going to fight with? Let's send them all in. We're going to lose otherwise. What's our count here? 4 and 3, 7. We win. And we win! Woohoo! That was actually getting really tight there. Victory! I've been against EinzigWahreFettfinger. Fettfinger. Okay, whatever. Keep. We need to get our hands on some Gruff brothers, some Gruff Triplets there. So make use of the Undercover Operative in the way that he's supposed to be used. To get him specifically, we got to get up to 7. Let's just start our ramping exercises. Technically, if they put something good out, we could just steal it. We can get a copy of it. I don't care about the extra mana right now. There we go. Yeah, still, that's only 5. Let's put one of these guys out to make him at 6. Oh, I've been hit in the face. All right, come on, pass the rock, yo. I got some Undercover Operatives to be playing here. Whenever one or more land cards put at the beginning of your upkeep, or I gotta just bounce that thing nowish. Nope. Undercover Operative. Alright, let's send the boys into play. 1, 2, 3. This guy seems scared to let my guys die. That's probably a smart thing. Look who's back out. This seemed kind of petty, but alright, whatever. Hey, he's got 7 now. Bounced! Fighting? That sounds like a good idea, probably. Alright, there we go. Winner, winner. Victory dinner. Alright, we're playing against St.GhastlyGrim. Two mana. Alright. Mana. Some control. All right, so what's 2 going to get us here? All right, so we can steal the Ledger Shredder next turn. Not steal it, but exile it. Can he sacrifice his own creature? Someone tells me no. All right, 3 Kitesail Larcenist. Let's Bushwhack and go get ourselves a friendly little forest. All right, so we're going to be at 5 next turn. Five mana, that is. No blocks. All right, so there's 5. Let's start off with a little... Let's do it this way. Need my next land to be mana. You are not going to do it. There we go. All right, still he's hitting this for 4. Hopefully things won't be too bad before we get the Gruff Triplets out. All right, there we go. Let's see if that does anything great there. All right, we got 2 guys, both up to 6s now. Down to 7 life, another Gruff Triplet. That's pretty sweet. All right, he's got enough. I'm going to go in for the attack. He's probably got enough to kill me. I can see, yeah, he does. He has enough to kill me here. They're all flying. I can't block anybody flying. I mean, that one guy's got, yeah. It's unblockable. 4 plus it's 10. I got 7 life. I feel like this needs to go faster somehow. We're playing against Anartark. Anartark. All right, technically we have 4 mana. We need 6. Start off a little bit on the slow side. Hey there, C3PO. Good to see you. All right, we're up to 3. Four. Let's just go draw 2. We got all the Gruff Triplets. Alright, we need another. We're going to take this a slow way. Decline. Alright, we can bounce back at least 1 dinosaur. Because you got Ward 2. Whoa, not you, my friend. Actually, you're not so bad, are you? But I want that. I want the mana. I'm sorry. All right, there's a mana. Let's just go with what we got. A discarded card. We'll get rid of this. Now we can start paying for the triplets. All right, we're cool. He doesn't know we got 3 Gruff Triplets. That is insane. If we can get our hands on the operatives, it'll be even worse. What you got going on, man? A second one. No, send them all in. That's fine. Every last one. There's the operative. Oh. All right, you got lots, man. I got triplets. I got sextuplets. I'm going to have whatever 9 tuplets are called. Nova tuplets. You want to attack? That's totally cool. All right, 1, 2, 3. That looks like fun. Should we really kill the other guy? Nah, it's fine. All right, now you got a lot of dudes you got to block against here. You got a lot of dudes to block with. Isn't it come down to math, isn't it? No math! One, two, three, four. I don't know, man. It's gonna be close. And the winner, Yabba Dabba Doo. We're playing against Dokyragy. Dokyragy. 2 mana. All right. We'll make it work. We go second. Apparently so. Bramble Familiars. Alright, let's go ahead and put out Llanowar Loamspeaker. His big old butt should be useful in keeping little pings off of it. So this guy's probably got some creature destruction going on. All right. Irencrag. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're good to go. Alright, so we can bounce something back if it gets kind of dicey here. Oh, so turn 7 is going to be slow because of Restless Vinestalk. Unless I can get ourselves a fast land. All right, that's a fast land. There we are. There's my boys right there. All right, so he's got to get the operative out, and things are going to get nasty. And that's it. Gruff Brothers win the day. Victory! All right, so here we are with the Simic Sextuplets. And I thought this was an incredibly fun deck. What was my problem with the deck is that it's my problem with ramp altogether. It's kind of boring at the beginning because you're just trying to ramp like crazy. And this deck is so dependent upon getting 6 mana just so you can get out your Gruff Triplets, because that's where the real meat comes from. I think adding the Kitesail Larcenist to this deck helps a lot, especially because Undercover Operative could come out as a duplicate of it, therefore pinning down more of your opponent's resources. It's kind of a Hail Mary, but it's better than nothing. So, if anything, I might even increase the Kitesail Larcenists on this. I think they were pretty decent. I kind of felt like the ramp we could do better. Like, it seems like green ramp on other decks is fantastic. And in this one, it seemed like it kind of halted at times. I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. So it shouldn't be too hard to go back and take a look at what we do in other green decks with green ramp to be able to get ramp working even better, to tune it up. We just need to get it a little bit faster. The card draw in here seems to be pretty decent. We get to what we need. The big ones are Undercover Operative and the Gruff Triplets. All right, so let's see. Who is the MVP? Who is the most valuable player? It is definitely the Gruff Triplets. They're the ones that, when they come out, like half the time people just give up. What's great about Gruff Triplets is unless you got a board wipe, individual creature kill is not going to do very good. In fact, that'll just help them out. It sucks. So unless you have the ability to kill 3 things in one turn, you're kind of screwed. You could kill 1 or 2 and then, on one turn and the next one on the next turn, but you're having to put up against a 12-12 at that point, and that's nasty. And I'm making copies of it, so it gets even worse. So yeah, Gruff Triplets is definitely the MVP for this deck, even though it's at the top end. It's at the very top end, the most expensive thing, but that's where this deck goes from being one thing to being another. And this deck is all about ramp and Gruff Triplets and then trying to combo before that. All right, so there's our MVP. Let's move on. Was this deck competitive? I got 56%. Now, 56% is winning just a bit more than losing, but it's the kind of deck that, you win more than you lose, and that's great. I think with a little bit of tinkering, we can probably do better. The original Simic sextuplets, we talked about earlier. I had an idea. I found a deck that already did it. And then I took out some cards and added some others in here. Mostly I got rid of counter spells. We talked about that. And I put in the Kitesail Larcenist and I think Malcolm or something like that, just so I can get some card draw going on. I think this version's better. I don't think that the counter spells really help that much, and I'm not a big counter spell person myself. But you might want to take a look at the original deck if you happen to be more of a counterspell kind of person. I think we can stick with generally what we got here, but I think we need better ramp. I think that's what we need. All right, so is it competitive? I'm going to say just barely. Not really. You're not going to ramp with you're not going to go, what am I trying to say? Competitive ramping. It's more of a casual play deck right now. Casual fun. Absolutely. So number 2, was this a fun deck? Yes. I mean, the part that was just nail biting was, can we get the Gruff Triplets out in time? It's so great putting getting 3 out and knowing that you want 1 or 2 to die, because it just makes all the rest of them that much better. And the fact that if we have an Undercover Operative who's so much cheaper than the Gruff Triplets to play, you can absolutely play them. You could lose dudes along the way in case you're using dude mana. You probably have 4 mana in lands ready to go. It's no problem whatsoever. In fact, I know there's another copy spell out there we can put in this deck if we really wanted to focus more on the copying aspect. Problem is we'd have to take away from the mana ramp, and I'm not really sure it's with it. The balance we got is pretty decent. All right, but is it a fun deck? Absolutely, it is a fun deck. It's got a little bit of fighting. I say not much. We got Malcolm comes out, he just kind of ignores everybody. Bramble Familiar is just used for mana pretty much, and Llanowar Loamspeaker's got a big old butt. So they're okay. They kind of hold people back. They get them a little scared. Kitesail keeps a little bit of control down. And Undercover Operative is what you need him to be. All right, was this deck interesting? 1,000% it was interesting. A good Simic deck is hard to come by, and this is definitely one of them. It's got an interesting, achievement in it, or whatever it's trying to achieve, which is trying to get multiple copies of Gruff Triplets out. Which means trying to just go through your hand enough or your deck enough to get out multiple Gruff Triplets, or trying to copy them all with Undercover Operative. Man, all of that is good stuff, and 100% makes this into an interesting deck. All right, so let's add that up. Was this deck competitive? Casual competitive, yeah. Was this deck fun? Yes. Was it interesting? Totally. So I'm going to give this deck, I'm going to give it a straight A. I think it was a great deck. I think it's something you should try playing. I think that extra plus is going to come from a little bit more tinkering and seeing what we can do with it. All right, so there you go. This is a straight A deck. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.